What is wrong with Indian government when it comes to cryptocurrency?
We hadn't regulated them then, we haven't regulated them even now, but they cannot be currencies is what I've always held, and that's the Government of India position also.
Problem lies that it was more of a decentralization, that we don't know which person actually owns that particular wallet. So you might be owning a wallet, but it doesn't show your name. So that is where I believe government is, I think, trying. So we don't blame government on at all. The only issue before was about the taxes, and it still is.
What would be the scope of cryptocurrency? Is it just a fad?
This is just a tip of an iceberg. We are just starting. Blockchain and crypto is the future with stocks and real estate. This is actually the best time to enter the market.
I believe blockchain, AI, AR, VR, every single thing which comes out as technology will be the new Indian dream. All the youths is focusing on getting something which is going to be disruptive for the world, and India is going to be way forward because they understand customer service the best.
Absolutely.
Education industry, how would you use blockchain there?
Now your certification, your degree, your driver license, your Aadhaar card, every single thing could be on a blockchain.
Yep.
And nobody could change that. Anybody can sit in anybody's exam thinking about that person. If you have a blockchain, that would never happen because that person is registered on a blockchain.
How can a person earn money out of blockchain?
Number one best thing I always say.
People who are viewing this podcast, I'll tell you this now, the 20 minutes which we're going to talk about is going to talk about something which you guys want from us from like the day we shot the first episode, right? This episode is going to be for all the curious people out there in India who want to understand blockchain, AI, want to understand about products at a global level, and want to understand something which is going to be very, very disruptive. So guys, my team is really working hard to get such amazing personalities on the podcast show. If you're enjoying such personalities and the stories and the perspective of solving the daily problems of founders and investors, why are you waiting? Subscribe me right now. The best part, we're also live on Spotify. All our episodes are live on Spotify now. So if you're going to your office, make sure you listen to our episodes in your car so that you add 1% value to your life every day. Still, I'm waiting for your subscribe. Make sure you subscribe me right now. When we are here with you finally, and you have traveled all the way from US, I really want to understand from you what is wrong with Indian government when it comes to cryptocurrency. Why there was a ban or why there was a bottleneck for Indian ecosystem to grow in cryptocurrency or blockchain technology?
Sure. So few things, right? I think first I want to clear misconception and misrepresentation of people still thinking that cryptocurrencies are illegal or if they are banned in India. I mean, anybody can go right now even on Google or even see the interviews of our finance minister. Cryptocurrencies are completely legal in India. They are completely allowed. There are platforms that are trading and exchange. The only issue before was about the taxes, and it still is, because the taxes on cryptocurrency right now is 30%. A user has to pay 30% taxes and be a compliant and a 1% TDS. Now what happens is, first of all, what is even crypto, where it comes from, right? Before crypto, I think people should understand a blockchain.
Right.
So blockchain is a technology which does the record keeping. You can keep the records and anybody in the world can see that. It's so transparent. So it's a beautiful technology that will be and is the future of payments, as well as in any industry you want to have blockchain implementation in supply chain to minimize the fraud, scams, and fakeness. Cryptocurrency is built on blockchains for the same reason, so that we know where the money is coming in and out from, right? Now, the problem lies that it was more of a decentralization, that we don't know which person actually owns that particular wallet. So you might be owning a wallet, but it doesn't show your name. Right. So I don't know if this person is a good person or a bad person. The reason he has that money in and out is for good reasons or bad reason. So that is where I believe government is, I think, trying. So we don't blame government on at all. I think they're trying to safeguard the people. The challenge is, instead of safeguarding just the people, the challenge is there is still lack of understanding within the policy itself, right? That why do we want to tax cryptocurrencies at 30% where we are taxing stocks or any other on a capital gain, right? Which government is doing, I think, phenomenal job to understand those things. They've brought in some amazing people in, and I believe now the new budgets will be out as well as new policies will be out. And I'm very positive that blockchain and crypto is the future with stocks and real estate. Right. To be part of the traditional investment as well as future investment. It just makes it more easier that you could transact anywhere in the world with just click of a button. And you don't have to wait for the settlement. Right. That is the beauty of blockchain. And cryptocurrencies are made on that.
2019-20, when crypto was booming.
Yes.
India was actually booming in this space.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you my personal story. I heard about Dogecoin.
Yeah.
I heard about Ivan Lutran.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the most famous personality in cryptocurrency from India.
Yeah.
And I heard about something known as Elon Musk tweeting about Dogecoin.
Yeah.
And everybody went ahead and bought Dogecoins, right?
Yes.
Bitcoin, Dogecoins, etc. Suddenly, 2 years, it was like booming. And suddenly there was a crash in the cryptocurrency. Now, people who have invested in cryptocurrency, I want to understand from you, because you have been doing thorough research on this industry from last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Right. So what would be the scope of cryptocurrency in next 5 years? Not only cryptocurrency, but as blockchain as a technology. Is it just a fad, or it is finished from the ecosystem or from India and it is going to just exist in the global ecosystem?
Sure. So you have quite some questions within them. I'm going to address few points each by each.
Right.
Number one is the power of Indian users and community. I think what's going to become our strength is our population, where people were thinking we are 1.5 billion people. It's huge, but that is actually going to become our strength because we are the youngest nation, right? So that's going to convert into a strength. Now, as far as the users, India ranks as number 1 users in cryptocurrency wallet. India have 150 million users are on the blockchain, whereas United States has 50 million. So you see the ratio. Even though the US dollar amount is higher, the investment price is higher and everything is higher ticket, average is higher. But from a user standpoint, we have 3 times more users than United States. So that's a big strength. Number 2, about the Dogecoin and all. So within the cryptocurrency as well, there are different categories. There are projects, like we have a project, BHAI Finance, and we are doing, which is in the fintech, finance and TradeFi space. There are projects that are just meme coins, right? That do not have any underlying technology or a product to offer. Right. So those are just memeable. We live in an attention economy right now in the world, right? You see whether it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, TikTok, it's all attention. So the meme culture has started. That is where the Dogecoin was originated. It was a meme token, a meme cryptocurrency that has no underlying value. It was pure speculation as well as just meme, that you like it, I like the dogs, let's just make it. And then, of course, Elon tweeted about that and it skyrocketed. What is happening with some of those meme coins as well? Now, after they have become such a huge market cap, right? They've become $1 billion of market cap. Now they started creating a product with it then. Before they were just the pure meme.
Right.
So there are different categories in the cryptocurrencies. To your other question that you ask, whether it's just a fad or is it just phasing out? This is just a tip of an iceberg. We are just starting. So anybody that is thinking that crypto is either gone or what will happen, this is actually the best time to enter the market. No financial advice, but I'm just saying that. But this is the best time for anybody to think about entering the market if you're exiting.
Got it.
Or if you are a newbie and you want to learn something, look for the projects that are either having some utility already or are offering the utility in future. And if you like the fun stuff, then the meme coin is pure gambling, right? Meme coins, the category of meme coin is there is nothing valuable to it. It's just for pure fun or gambling, obviously in that you're going to lose money. But if you like the memes, if you want to support the community, then sure, you could do that. So again, to your main question, that was that, is cryptocurrency going to die? The answer is definitely no. The future is moving towards the digital currency. Even if you see India have launched a digital rupee, right?
Yeah.
So the future is of digital payments and digital currencies. BRICS is building CBDC. The currencies will be used around the world. So it's just a start. And I recommend and suggest everybody who are like Web 2, traditional businesses, to look into blockchain technology, to look into crypto, how they can support their own products or services through blockchain, through crypto, because it's going to enhance their ecosystem and it's going to enhance the value.
Got it. So this brings me to a argument which I had with my uncle.
Sure.
2019, I'll just be very honest to you. We invested around 4 lakh, and I was like very like, I want to go and owe the Dogecoin. It's going to boom, like it's going to make me rich and etc. And that was a controversy which happened at my house only, where my uncle said that cryptocurrency does not have the base which you said at that time. I don't know if that's true or not. Then there was a topic known as data mining.
Yes.
And something like crypto mining, right? So I want to first understand what is crypto mining.
Sure.
Second, I want to also understand that there are new ways of cryptocurrency which have come, like NFT, meme coins. I want to understand each and everything. So let's start with first is, what is crypto mining?
Sure. I'm going to keep it non-technical.
Okay.
In a way that anybody can understand. And I'll try to connect with our traditional things so people can go from there, right? So in traditional way, the mining of coal or gold, let's say, we talk about assets, let's take gold, right? If anybody has a gold mining, what they do is they mine, they dig, and they find gold, right? And then, okay, this is the particular gold amount. Within crypto mining or blockchain is a technology where you can build NFTs, cryptocurrency, different kind of tokens, non-fungible, fungible tokens. Let's talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin was the first one that came out to be a bigger asset, right? So the Bitcoin is a limited supply. It's only 21 million Bitcoins in the whole entire world.
Okay.
There is no more Bitcoin that can be mined. Okay. And almost 99% has been mined. So initially, what was happening is when they started mining, when we say mining is the computing, that you have a computer, I have a computer, there are networks of computer attached, which says yes or no to the records of the system, the transaction that is happening, that this is valid or not, based on the computing power and the nodes.
Okay.
Right? So before, the power of mining was very higher. That example that initially when, let's say, you bought the land to mine gold, you will find more gold than you go initially. Why?
Right.
Because that is how that the new thing is. Same thing was with Bitcoin. Initially, when you were mining it, the power of it is more higher. Every 4 years, there is a process called halving. What halving does is it reduces your power by half. So let's say if before you were able to mine 24 Bitcoins, then you will be able to mine only 12 Bitcoins within the same computing power.
Okay.
Or same time frame.
Right.
So that happens every 4 years. Now it's been happening since then. Now we have reached to a power where almost 99% of the Bitcoins have been mined. So, of course, now the price is so high because of the demand and supply as well. And as I said, there's only limited supply. So people can choose what the supply has to be of their particular cryptocurrency. Now you can launch your own cryptocurrency as well. Again, does that have underlying value? So now if, let's say, your family business is within the luggage side of the things, as I know, in Windsor, you guys could create your own currency where people can buy and sell your product, but they had to pay in your cryptocurrency. So they had to purchase it from the market.
Right.
So you are creating your own ecosystem now, but that has to have some value. Why would I want to buy something of A? Maybe I want to because I want to exchange the A from B, right? Goods and services, like it used to be in the back in the days. So you could exchange cryptocurrencies for trade services too.
Okay.
That's how the Bitcoin started on the trade side of the things.
Got it. So when you talk about this computing power and energy, right?
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that if you use more power, you will be able to mine the Bitcoins more? And I mean, I really want to still understand the logic in at a very, very 5-year-old kid.
Mining equals to digging the bitcoins or getting rewarded.
Okay.
The bitcoins. There are two ways to do it. You are getting rewarded because let's say I send a transaction to A to B. That transaction has to be recorded on a blockchain. Someone is confirming the record keeping of that yes, the transaction from A to B originated at this timestamp, A, B, and C. It has this parameters, and yes, this computation has completed. So there are networks of processors like yours, mine, that are associated with it, right? And that confirms it. So you are getting rewarded to approve those transactions. That is called the mining. That's how you mine the Bitcoin.
Got it. So when you approve the transaction, you basically...
And it's all automated. It's good. But the more computing power you have, the faster you are approving those transactions within your own networks or your nodes.
Got it. Perfect. So what is NFT? I want to understand what is NFT. I see these apes all over this cryptocurrency community, right?
Yeah.
And I said Ivan Lutra is the one which I basically observe first. I don't understand this paintings, this chimpanzees are getting, value of like $1 billion or something like that. Why? Why is this happening?
So the company is of course worth in billions right now, Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Right.
But it's not just Bored Ape, right? It was of course a culture as well. Same thing as I said, like how the meme culture was, right? But beside that, it has underlying utilities. You become a part of a cult. It's a community. A, you get into that network. B, it also gives you an access as an intellectual property and rights. So I'll take an example. Let's say if you want to talk Bored Ape, sure. If you are a Bored Ape holder, and let's say if you have certain Bored Apes or whatever, whichever Bored Apes, right? You could use that to even do your apparel business, and you can have the branding Bored Ape.
Okay.
So now imagine if you are with, let's say, LVMH, Louis Vuitton, and Louis Vuitton says that I'm giving you rights for this 10,000 people. I'm launching this 10,000 NFTs. Whoever owns this, they can launch their own Louis Vuitton clothing brand in partnership. So do you see the value of the members? It's like kind of an exclusive membership, right?
Okay.
It becomes an exclusive membership thing now that you have an exclusivity with this to use the intellectual property of that person. So that is an underlying way. And obviously the art, some people buy just for the art if they like it. But more than an art, it's all about the utilities, the background, how you can use those NFTs. It becomes a membership thing. It becomes a culture. It becomes a community. You can monetize on that.
Is there an underlying asset behind this particular technology?
So it is on a blockchain, right? The asset, your asset itself is your proof and identity, which is your NFT. So now, for example, let's say you launch, you were giving an example of hotel industry earlier, right? Let's say you have a hotel and you have 10 hotels in 10 different countries or 10 different cities, and you launch a membership or an NFT saying, hey, this is 1,000 NFTs are coming out. Whoever owns this NFT, throughout their lifetime, they only pay 10% of the fees or 50% of the thing. So now the value and demand and supply of your NFT, besides just the art, goes up because there's only 1,000 in the world. And if I'm a traveler, if I'm traveling almost, let's say for work once a week or whenever, if I'm an adventurous traveler, I would like to have opportunity to reveal that option.
It's just like in credit cards, when you take credit cards in India, I think the top credit cards are Infinia and in Axis it is Magnum or something, and you get the access to these hotels, right? The same way, instead of cards, you have these apes or something like as a NFT.
Sure.
Where if you get the access to this NFT, you get access to the privilege which comes as a part of the community.
Yes.
Right. So that's what I understood. And
absolutely.
It's great. Why not something like that? Because I really want to understand then, let's give you 2 use applications, right? I'll give you 2 use applications. Let's take a very weird. And I want to understand how can NFT, or not NFT, but as a blockchain, right? Help to solve that particular use cases, right? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about the Luggage brand, which I talked about, right?
Okay.
How can I integrate blockchain in the Luggage brand?
Absolutely. So I think the great example would be, let's say you are been in the industry for 100 years. You are a 3rd generation. Right. Now you want to launch exclusive 100-year anniversary product only for, again, 1,000 users or only 100 users. One of ones, Luggage. A, you created an exclusivity group. Now you know who are capable, and let's say that each luggage is plated with gold or whatever, etc., and it cost 1 lakh rupees, which is roughly around $1,200. That exclusivity, and you are, let's say, giving it for 1 lakh, even though its worth is 5 lakhs. But you are giving it as a 100-year of thing, appreciation. And now there is a bidding process in that.
Okay.
So now the value, what you are creating for those 100 people is way higher than that 1 lakh.
Okay.
Right? So there will be a bid, obviously. People might even bid up to 10 lakhs. Because they know that this is only 100 pieces and maybe these are one-of-ones. So you can say that whoever owns my NFT will be eligible to be part of this. A.
Got it.
So now you're doing your NFT sales, and which is on blockchain. B, it is because it is on blockchain, nobody can replicate that. They can replicate the picture of an NFT, but they don't replicate the transaction on a blockchain. I can be standing in front of a yacht or in front of a house, taking a picture and saying, but that doesn't mean I own that.
Right.
But on a blockchain, you can see that. It's so transparent.
Got it.
So that eligibility criteria, that fakeness, that fraud, all those things get
Amazing. So this is the same use application because I am a very sneakerholic, right?
Yeah, same
so
thing.
in sneaker, I mean, you know for
Absolutely.
a fact that 90% of the shoes which are coming across the country or across the world also is going to be fake. If you want to basically identify if your shoes are original or not, and I remember you gave me an example, you can put the NFT cards or NFC chips inside the shoes or with a unique identification number, which will help you to understand this shoes is original or not because of the blockchain technology.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. Let's talk about the education industry. How would you use blockchain there?
So there are multiple use cases actually in education industry too. First, let's start with your certification. And I would say even right now, I think in India, the whole fiasco is happening on paper leakage, right?
Right.
and you don't know who's giving whose exam.
Right.
Biggest thing, right? So it's correlation that anybody can sit in anybody's exam thinking about that person. If you have a blockchain, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Because that person is registered on a blockchain. You could do certification. So when you graduate, the biggest challenge right now, or at least it used to be back in the days and stuff, anybody was able to like make fake degrees, right? Or could buy into it if you have great connections, because there was no checks of balances, right? With blockchain, that all can be gone. Why? Because now your certification, your degree, your driver license, your Aadhaar card, every single thing could be on a blockchain.
Yep.
And nobody could change that. Neither you, neither I, nobody could change that.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest advantage in the education industry. Your certification, your degrees, your results that comes out after each of your exams,
Paper leakage.
everything on blockchain.
Yeah. I mean, recently I think physics wala was in this case.
And the NEET thing happened.
Yeah, that's what. And they could have used blockchain to avoid this situation.
Yeah, lot of things. So I mean, blockchain is the most beautiful thing. And I think it's been there for a longer time. It's just that it's coming out in the market, in the mainstream now. But it is the future. It is the future for safeguarding the people, safeguarding the services, and safeguarding the country.
Right. So let's talk about this most important part right now. How do people earn money out of blockchain? Currently, let's talk about the Gen Z and the millennials.
Sure.
And now Gen Alpha. I don't know what is the next category, but I really believe that they believe in such technologies, right? And they basically adapt the technology very fast. So to a 24-year-old guy there, if you want to give some tips and tricks, I mean, how can they leverage anything? Maybe they can start a startup in blockchain. Maybe they can invest. I really want to understand how can a person earn money out of blockchain? And then we go ahead with AI also.
Of course. So as you also kindly touched on it, right? There are few ways you can. Number one best thing I always say, because it depends on you, it's the startup. If you have an idea, go for it. Doesn't matter if you're going to fail or not. I have failed a couple times or more actually, in different things. And you learn every single day. So if you have an idea, go for it. Anything within blockchain, you could create all the way to a big exchange like
Yeah.
we have in India, CoinDCX and few others. Or
Before you go
Binance.
ahead, I really want to ask you, like there are tools there are programming language or Ethereum and etc.
Yes.
Right? If somebody who wants to start their career in blockchain, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the prerequisites they would require to enter into this market and learn about it?
Sure. So if you are not tech savvy,
Yeah.
you could definitely get a tech co-founder, right? Who knows how to do coding, who knows Python, who knows Solidity. It's for smart contracts that you create. Those are the basic needs that you can have. That way you can enter. And Ethereum is one of the another blockchain, right? And then they have their own token, of course, which is
Right.
also called Ethereum. It's a net blockchain in itself. And you can build upon Ethereum blockchain. So you don't have to create your own blockchain. There are blockchains out. For example, we have in Web 2 environment, we call traditional world, is likes of Amazon, Microsoft, which is AWS servers and all that, right? They have created their own environments.
Right.
Same as on the blockchains. People have, Ethereum is its own blockchain, Bitcoin is there, and then of course Solana and many more. So Ethereum is more EVM compatible. So you can build upon it. You can
Right.
use their infrastructure to build your own products on that.
Got it.
Right. So that is part of that. You could do trading within the cryptocurrency space or within the NFT space, which is, of course, NFTs right now, the markets are down. Crypto has also been adjusting, but I have a full belief by end of this year, it's going to be on an upside mostly.
Wow.
Again, no financial advice, but
Right.
that is where the trend is going to be eventually. And then the third is if you don't want to be in either of those category of either trading or creating your own stuff, because obviously that takes
Time.
efforts, time, and you have to be very patient. You should invest in those blockchain startups because right now it's the best time, right? You find the good companies, good products, something that aligns with your thing, something that the market in India needs or in US or in anywhere in the world. The beauty of a blockchain and everything is that it could be all around the world. Anybody can use it,
Right.
right? So invest in those companies, even like the small check size based on your comfort level. Those are the three categories. So
Got it.
build your own, do the trading or invest in
Right.
startups.
Right. So, I mean, I would also like to understand this particular marketplaces are there like CoinDCX, WazirX, and there are some startups which are in SaaS space, right? If you can just tell us the 4 to 5 names which a person should definitely, like being in AI space, right? I definitely tell a person that first start with Hugging Face,
Yeah.
then go to Product Hub, right? You definitely understand what is text to, image model or image to video model or text to video
Yeah.
model or something like that. So what would be one space or what would be one key point to start the journey in blockchain as a founder also? Because there are so many founders who understand blockchain from the eagle's view,
Yeah.
right? And they don't know how to integrate blockchain into their maybe finance journey, maybe their production journey, maybe their, distribution journey. So I really want to understand that from you.
Sure. I'll give an example of how I even started.
Right.
And I think a lot of people have started that way, especially from 5, 7, 8 years ago, right? In 2017 to then. The best way to do it, go into the conferences. People might think it's either overrated or it's just some marketing fact. Definitely not. Initially, for 1.5 year to 2 years, actually, I was going to mostly every single conference. I have spent a lot of money in that. But every single of that, either I had got networking through out of it or learned something out of it.
Right.
So go into the conference. Doesn't matter if you are a founder or if you want to just learn about the space or if you want to network, you will learn every single thing, how many products are getting created around the world. Because people come from there, right? All the founders want to pitch their thing. So you would understand who is pitching what and you will know what products are coming in the market in next 1, 2, 5, 3 years, whatever it could be, right? Best way to do it. In India, there is India Blockchain Week. It started last year. I was a speaker there too. So last year it started. This year, I think again, it's going to be in December, I believe. There are many more blockchain events. Go to those events. Absolutely, you will learn and meet like-minded people as well as the futuristic people.
Right.
Conference is the number one way to do it. Obviously, it doesn't happen every day because it's in the breaks. You could also start looking into some forums, and LinkedIn is a great platform. Add people on LinkedIn. who have blockchain, but also because a lot of people just put the things in there, right? Buzzwords. So just add people on LinkedIn, reach out to them on LinkedIn and Instagram as well. People are very helpful, especially what I have learned in Web3 space, which is including blockchain and crypto, NFTs, all that. Everybody is very helpful. The whole community, the ecosystem that is getting built is very helpful. You could literally meet a billionaire. He would be the same way he was, because they all started from zero pretty much in last 5 to 10 years. So it's an amazing ecosystem. So just reach out. Right. People, anybody wants any help, reach out to me for free. It's all free. We love to build. Yeah,
amazing.
Literally, just reach out.
That's amazing. So when you talked about Web 2.0, 3.0, now 4.0, right? Please explain the audience what exactly this Web 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 is.
So initially when the internet thing started, it was just Web 1 that you could just read, right? Then it became Web 2, which was read and write, which is what Facebook is, Instagram is, and all that. Now Web 3 is where the blockchain has come in the picture, where it is read, write, and own. So now you can own your own data. Before in Web 2, all your data is owned by a public companies or a private company, right? Okay. Which could be likes of Google, Amazon, and you are not getting paid for them to own your data. Now with decentralization and in Web3 environment, you have right, or eventually you can make and monetize your own data. That is what the Web3 is, which is read, write, and own.
Okay. Is there Web 4.2 coming in?
In future, we would think so, which we don't know yet what it would be.
I think there comes AGI,
which is where I would say AI and stuff, right? So that is based on AI.
I really want to understand from you, from an entrepreneur, from an investor point of view, why is that US is a product-driven economy, and whereas Indian is a service-driven economy? And why are US more, towards product? They're so product obsessed, whereas they are very bad with services, and Indians are very good with service business.
What product industry brings is more of the revenue, of course, and there is also a big innovation, right? It's also the ecosystem. US supports the startup culture, right? There are VCs, there is an ecosystem, there is accelerator programs like Y Combinator and many more. So the ecosystem is there to support the innovation. People can think bizarre things. Who would have thought okay, we're going to have Tesla electric cars, right? People are thinking, who thought we're going to be on the moon or Mars next? But those things are happening due to people supporting the dreams and crazy ideas. So there is an ecosystem and a culture. To support those, Indians are good. They believe, let someone else take the risks. We will be behind watching or doing the work for them, right? It was before. Now I believe and I feel, because I've been coming to India a lot recently in last 1 year, that things are changing over the course of last 5 years and a decade. In India also, the startup culture is coming. It's becoming more and more aware because of the population as well, right? We have a younger generation who are coming in. The majority of India is below the age of 35. So that helps. That is where I see the next 10, 20 years of startup cultures. India would be the next one, creating some damn great products, par to par with US. Obviously, US still would be a leader because they have built that ecosystem over the course of last 50 years. But I think in the next 10, 20 years, India would be at the par.
I believe the American dream, right, is basically an American dream because of the way they are so obsessed with the product.
Yes.
If you see their packaging, if you go to and enter their retail stores, you will see their packagings are amazing.
Yes.
Whereas Indians don't care about packaging and all. They care about customer experience.
Yes.
When you go to US, you go to any hotels, right? You will feel that, the customer experience which an Indian hotel gives is actually 360 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true that, Indians are really, really well with people. And US are very, very good with capitalistic, right?
Yes,
so they're
absolutely.
Capitalistic and they know how to make business, right? So what I understood from both the economies are in next 20 years, both will be actually competing with each other.
Definitely.
In their own space.
The only thing that I see in India, right, when we talk about customer obsession has to be, but if you see in United States, the customer obsession, it's at another level. In India, hotel industry, I understand it, but you gave an early example. It's totally different. You can understand the 360 view, the hotel service. But the customer obsession part in India versus US is different. Also, where I see why in India the products that are getting launched or the mindset that is, in India the mindset is what is cheaper then what is the quality product. There is masses now moving towards the quality, but if I can get the product for a cheaper price, they wouldn't see what other options are there. That is where the US and India market differ, where you were giving example product base and a service base. So even if you are launching a product in India, you become more of a service industry, you become more of a service product.
Right.
That how cheaper I can give these guys this product in India.
Makes sense.
That is where the Indian market lies.
Right.
So the cost is very important in India.
So recently I was reading this report, and from an investor point of view, because we have been investing in many startups, right? And specifically when we talked about this Q1, 2024, do you know which space is doing the best in Q1, 2024?
I would say AI.
AI?
Fintech and AI.
So deep tech is not there in this space.
Okay.
In top one. It's going to be the first Q1. It's the highest deals which came for, in
Consumer.
Q1 for startups, right? Is e-commerce.
E-com,
That's
consumer.
D2C.
Yeah.
And the second space is fintech.
Yeah.
The amount of deal which fintech got is 2 times of e-commerce.
Yeah.
Right? Amount as in the check value.
check size, yeah.
Right? So fintech is doing very well. So there are few startups who are not in the early stage, but maybe they are like a scalable stage.
Yeah.
And people are investing in these startups,
Yes,
like
absolutely.
fintech. And you are building one of the biggest fintech for both the countries, right?
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah. So
that is the goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to understand the problem you're trying to solve.
So the biggest problem I see is the barrier of entry for the middle class people and the majority of masses of India. When we talk about investments, right? First of all, people think a dollar sign or a rupee sign, that how much do I have to put in to get any returns?
Right.
Whether it be on stocks, whether it be on crypto, or whether it be on real estates. So what we are building for masses is we are targeting the 70-80% of India that can invest as low as whatever they want
Right.
in either of the space,
Right.
even including real estate. And we are fractionalizing real estate as well. So everything is on a blockchain. So what we are doing is we are creating a system, a platform where if you want to invest in stocks, we have all the brokers that will be part of it, our network. We have crypto exchanges that will be part of it. And then we have our own real estate platform that you can invest. So you have an option now to invest as low as 10,000, 1,000, whatever that might be within that part. That is the biggest thing, right? Because right now, when even we talk about real estate, a normal human being cannot think about investing in real estate in India. Because of the barrier of entry, the sign, the value is so high, right?
Right.
So the blockchain and fractionalization of it makes it so simple that you can now invest at a 1 square meter piece. You don't have to have the entire property
Space.
or a land to be, right? So that is what we are building for futuristic. Obviously, there are some hurdles and challenges that comes within the space, legality wise and all that. And we are working very closely with SEBI on that. Personally, talk to them about the space, what is happening, and they have guided us amazingly. I mean, it's so that's where I feel like things are moving in the right direction in India. Things are changing, and I have full faith that even within the crypto space, the tax issues and what is happening, everything's gonna be completely fine and compatible to the markets of US, UAE, Singapore, right? If we have to be in Asia, especially, we have to compete with those countries who are taking a bigger, like really big piece of the market share in the crypto space and blockchain space.
So what you're building right now, is this available abroad? Is this available? Because I know for a fact there are many US founders who have reached out to me saying that, hey, we have launched this successful product, but we are not able to get the distribution.
Yeah.
India is our target.
Yeah.
How can you help me to, distribute my product in India? So from that perspective, I really want to understand from you, this space is really sexy to be in.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, but they're not able to get the distribution in India. So what is the major bottleneck?
See, some of the people in US, unless you come from an Indian background, first of all, it's hard for you to understand the culture. We are the most diverse culture in the world.
True.
We have like from east, west, north, south, there's totally different things, right? Number one. Number two, of course, language barrier. I'm lucky and blessed enough to understand many languages because I was born in India, right? So that is a plus. B, people know the upside that in India, if we are a US brand and if we come to India, as I said, our strength would be our population.
Right.
And our younger generation. Major population is like over 50%.
Right.
So people want to capitalize on that. Unfortunately, the background is obviously the barrier, and some of the things that they have, not what we have in terms of being Indian. That's where I see those challenges. But I mean, next 10, 20 years, it's India.
Yeah.
It's India.
Because I believe that both blockchain, AI, AR, VR,
Yep.
and every single thing which comes out as technology, right, will be the new Indian dream rather than the American dream. It will
Absolutely.
be the new Indian dream because all the youths or all the Gen Z is focusing on building their own technology, is
Absolutely.
focusing on getting something which is going to be disruptive for the world. And India is going to be way forward because they understand customer service the best.
Absolutely.
Now, my last question, and let's go on a rapid fire, right?
Sure.
I want to understand, because you're an entrepreneur, you are obviously an investor in many forms, right? I really want to understand from you the 3 takeaways that you definitely need to make sure that when you start your journey, right, you need to know this or need to have this.
You don't need to know anything. Just start. Number 1 is just start.
Right.
Because I still don't know everything and you cannot figure it out. It's just you go ahead and build the team. Number 1. Number 2, patience. Every day or every week you will feel like, damn, I want to change the course. Why did I start this? Or I'm not getting any traction. My tech team either sucks or my tech team needs to do like more. You know, you always want more from everybody.
Right.
Patience, whether it be your funding or anything. And number 3, pivot. Within your own domain, you should be able to pivot quick. We have done based on our phases, but those 3, I think.
I have 3 key takeaways for all the founders. One would be that team. That is the most important thing, right?
Absolutely.
As a founder, I mean, solopreneur is something which is going out of fashion right now, but eventually you need a co-founder. You need somebody who has complementary skill set. And if, as you mentioned earlier, if you are coming from a marketing sales background, you need a tech founder. So definitely you need a co-founder. You need a great team. You need to fire fast, right? You really need to fire fast rather than, it's just that mass hiring is a key in India, but you need to mass fire also fast because you don't have to wait for anybody. Third, I would say that technology. If you really want to achieve the 5 billion dream and to be one of the leading economy in the world, you really need to understand technology super well, right? And you need to go down to tier 2 and tier 3 cities and explain them that how technology can benefit them. Because every manufacturer there or every farmer there, if they understand the worth of technology, I think we would be 3 times ahead of anything, right? And the third and the most important, as a founder, I would say that you really need to understand networking. I mean, you need to spend time on selling yourself. You need to sell yourself. You need to sell the company. You need to sell your products. You need to sell the employees. You need to sell the investors. You need to sell the suppliers, vendors, everybody, right?
You're always selling, yeah.
So you need to be best at sales and you need to make sure that you leverage your technology to build a funnel for yourself. So hardworking is a key, but make sure that you're a smart worker. So the 3 takeaways from my end. Coming to the end of the podcast, thank you so much that you are here. I mean, it was great chat. I'm very sure this is a very small episode where people will take a value add about blockchain, Web 3.0. We spoke about, at the tip of everybody that is NFT also, right? So going back, one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
If you get a chance, right, AI and blockchain, how would you combine both and build a product around it?
I would add sentiment AI to it. I would add suggestive AI. That would be very helpful for people who are doing trading because you could use blockchain technology to do the entire analysis of that particular wallet or many wallets. So suggestive AI would be a great one. And also like the fraud detection and all that. So those combining within the AI and blockchain, it's going to be massive.
Yeah. And just to tell you guys, we both are building something which will help all the stock brokers or stock market people who are investing in it, or people who are investing in general. We are building something which is going to be very personalized for you, building your own strategies using AI, blockchain.
Definitely.
And it will help you to invest smart, better, and responsible. So thank you so much. Thank you, Maaz, to be on episode, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Thank you for having me, Yash. I appreciate that, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.